Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Jefferson once again, and today I want to talk to you about how I paid my way through college. I have a few points that I want to run down just to give you a detailed view of the process from start to finish. It all started back in 2019 when I was planning. I wanted to apply to community college in Jamaica, right? But there was no money. I don't know where the money was coming from, and I had thought of asking my sister for help to attend college, right? But it wasn't before long that they called me and asked if I wanted to come to the Turks and Caicos Islands and play drums for the church, right? And get a work and save some money for myself. Now I'm like, if I say no, how can I then ask for money to go to college, money for help to go to college, right? And so I took the offer. I went there, and I was supposed to do a work permit, and the agent that we used to do the work permit disappeared with that money, and so we had to start all over again. I fell out of status after getting 3 extensions. I fell out of status and was there for a while trying to just sort things out, and it wasn't easy. However, I got somebody to sign for a work permit for me, and then I got a job and set my goals, started saving for college. I found myself working 2 jobs. I worked a security job in the night, and then a jet ski tour guide job in the daytime, and then the rest of it I would sleep and then head to work again. And I do this for maybe 2 years or a little bit more than that. So I was in the Turks and Caicos for a few years, saved up enough money. If I'm remembering correctly, I reached out to the MICO and found that they had a 3 years diploma program, and each year, the tuition for each year was already set. So I saved up all the tuition and then some money that would get me through the 3 years at least. I thought I had enough. I have had it all covered, right? So for the first year, for the diploma program, it was supposed to be 130,000 Jamaican dollars. The second year was $150,000, and then the third year was 180,000 Jamaican dollars. And I saved all of that, and like I said, some more money that should help me through the entire 3 years. So I applied, and then I eventually left the Turks and Caicos Islands in December of 2007, if I'm remembering correctly. I left the Turks and Caicos Islands. I came to Jamaica, and I just got a little job to do just to maintain myself until it was time to be admitted. All right, so after the summer had passed and it was time to get on campus, I found that it was now a 4-year degree program. A 4-year degree program. That was a shocker to me. And not only that, 1 year, the first year was, I think, 224,000 Jamaican dollars. Remember, I said I had saved everything for a 3-year program, and I gave the amount 130 first, 150 for the second year, and 180 for the third year. And now the first year of a 4-year program is $224,000, right? That was a huge cut. And not only that, upon getting into the mic, I thought I had a lot. So, I gave a loan to a friend of mine, right? And now I realized, damn, I don't have enough. So what I did, I paid the first year tuition, and then I gambled the rest to go on the J1 program in the United States of America that was going from I think June to about September, 4 months out of the summer, or 4 months during the summer period. Of course, it's not 4 months for each season, but we did about 4 months in the United States. And from that, I think the first year I was working at Wisconsin, working in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and I only had one job. And I worked that one job. I think they paid like $9.25 per hour, and I worked that one job for the entire 4 months, and that was enough to pay a part of my next year tuition and also pay for the work and travel program to return to the United States the following year. Right, so that was my plan, because I had to think on the spot, how will I get through, because now the money that I have won't last and I need to finish. I don't have anybody to call and ask for money like that, so I need to figure out a way. So the work and travel, the J1 work and travel program was what I use really to get through college. Right, the second year I went to Jackson, New Jersey at Six Flags Great Adventure, where I was paid $10 an hour, $10 per hour, and it was crazy because it was in the middle of nowhere and I could not get a second job. So it was just a $10 per hour that I had to rely on. So I worked, putting as much time as possible. And the thing about it is, you don't work, you don't get paid. And if it's raining in the park and the park closes for the day, you don't get any money. And so we did the best we could. And I saved up enough money, and again, I paid. I think things got really tight, and I was only able to pay part of the tuition and then gamble the rest of the money to go on the work and travel program for the third year. But on the third year, it was really when I got a good break. I went to Williston, North Dakota. And in Williston, North Dakota, I was able to do 2 jobs. First one was at a supermarket, and I was paid $9.25 per hour. And then the other one was at a truck stop, which was a few miles that I rode my bicycle to. And in that truck stop job, I was paid $10 per hour, right? And when there's overtime, I would get $15 per hour. So that was really good for me. And I did that for the third year. And then the fourth year, I went to the same place again. Because once you find a good place in the J1 Work and Travel program, you want to keep it, because the intention is to make as much money as possible and hopefully get to do a little bit of traveling here and there, right? Because unlike, we've met a lot of foreigners, other people from other countries, and they were able to travel a lot because a lot of them, they weren't struggling with paying tuition. So for them, it's just coming to travel the United States and enjoy and just work a little, But for us Jamaicans, and I think I do speak for most of us in college in Jamaica, it's not about the traveling really. We want to travel, but we need to pay that tuition. So for us, it's just putting in the work day and night. I remember I had to ask to go home after I almost fell flat on my face from exhaustion. The 5-hour energy wasn't working anymore, and I was just exhausted. I wasn't even looking towards my payday anymore. I was looking towards my day off when I would get to sleep. So it was really rough. But just knowing that if you put in the work, you definitely make enough money to pay for your tuition. So the third year, I made a good amount of money. I was able to pay most of my tuition and pay the program fee to return for the fourth year. And like I said, I went back to Williston, North Dakota. On the fourth year of college, I also applied for a scholarship program where I would It was called JAMVAT at the time, where you would put in 200 community hours and they would pay 30% of the tuition. I never got that. I did the hours, I really did the hours, but the paper got dirty and they didn't want that. And then they sent me to get the supervisor to sign off on the hours, and the supervisor just going down the slot of the momentum, the rhythm, and accidentally pass the last slot where she was supposed to sign. But I didn't put my time on that. I didn't put any time on that. So they saw that it was just an accident, but they like, no, that don't, we'll review that and whatever. And I never got that money. So I had to pay that all by myself. But the fourth year was really good. I made a lot of money. In fact, there was a new boss at the truck stop, and I worked at the same two stores. But there was a new boss at the truck stop, and it was like, forget about the bonus and the overtime and all of that. I will just pay you $15 an hour. And the thing about that is, I was up to be a supervisor, but because it was a short period of time, they said, okay, never mind, let that go. So I was paid $15 an hour per hour on the second job, and on the first it was still $9.25, but it was still good. And throughout the 4 years I met good people and I enjoyed my time in the United States, and I made a lot of money, enough to pay my tuitions. And it was also, as much as I made a lot of money, there were tough times because tuition and other expenses were there. And so to get myself, one of the ways that I would pay for food on campus and stuff like that is to, if I'm remembering correctly, I used to cut hair on campus. And that would pay for my weekly grocery and stuff like that, and soap to go to laundry and all of that. And it was good for a while, but the men, they used to stay on the compound talking to women when they should come up and get their hair cut. It's when it's time for me to study or go to my bed, that's when they want to get their haircut. So I couldn't sustain that for too long because it was clashing with my time. So, but that's one of the ways that I earn some extra money on campus. And of course I would go to the country and return to campus with a lot of ground provisions, ground food, and that would also subsidize the cost of food. But all in all, the bulk of the money came from the J1 work and travel program to the United States, along with what I had saved up prior to that. I know that a lot of Jamaicans had to local Jamaicans had to do student loans, and others who were fortunate enough they had parents and family members who were able to pay their way through. And for others, they did the best they could, did whatever they had to do, and to them, thumbs up. And for those who made it to the end, congratulations, even though it's years have passed, right? For those of you who are looking to attend college, hopefully these tips can help you, right? Hopefully you will find meaning in what I've shared and make your way through, because at the end of the day, it will benefit you. You might not see the way, but if there's a will, there's a way. As long as there is life, then there is hope. Find a way. If there's a way, find it. Thank you for watching. That is all I have for you today. And as always, one love.